Cool. Let's go on to our next game. This
Mhm.
one's called Red Flags. So we're going to give you 3 hypothetical situations.
Mhm.
In each situation, there are 2 things that are going great and 1 that's not so great. That's a
Okay.
red flag. Assume all the statements to be true,
Mhm.
and then you have to pick which of these 3 situations you'd rather be in.
Okay.
Right. So situation 1 is that Acing Languages has over 10,000 monthly active users, so 10,000 students.
Uh-huh.
Your team is now 100 people strong,
Mhm.
but your users' learning rates are massively below competitor standards.
Okay.
Situation 2 is Acing Languages now offers more than 20 languages on the platform.
Mhm.
You have been able to increase your margins since last year, but one of your teachers makes derogatory remarks to a student.
Mhm.
Situation 3 is Duolingo has offered to acquire you. You now have a co-founder that has really helped scale the business, but you are 5 years into the business and haven't broken even yet.
I mean,
Ooh.
technically, that you haven't
No, you have
made
to
profit
assume.
again.
Yeah, you have to assume it to be true.
Yeah.
Okay. Fine.
we'll
But
give
even
you
though we've
the-
been profitable since year 1, I have to assume that
You have to assume that for
yeah.
5 years you've not made any money.
Yes, like the
Okay.
next 5 years.
Acing Languages has over 10,000 monthly active users. So I would choose number 1
Okay.
because I really don't think Acing Languages has competitors because I don't think anyone's doing what we're doing. So
Fair.
I wouldn't say that the red flag applies. So that's the reason why I choose situation 1 because it's only a plus for us.
Okay.
Interesting.
That's the loophole, a different one.
Yeah.
It's good for me also to think about these things, and I think for the viewers as well, maybe they can relate to something like this
Yeah.
as well. Yeah,
I
it
think
was a good one.
my main takeaway is always what does good mean for the business.
Yeah.
Like
Correct.
basically like you from the outside, right? Like I'm sure you've come across people who say that, oh, you've got like 7 languages, you must be making a lot of money. But like you never know, like
Right.
people just make
Assumptions.
assumptive
Of course,
statements.
absolutely. And I think, when I say, like, for example, we've had 10 languages on the platform, or we have 50 teachers, it's like automatically, oh my God, your business is huge. It's massive. Yes, we're profitable, but it's the 2 languages that we have the most students in. Maybe for another language, you only have 15, 20 students, right? Whereas for Spanish and French, we have hundreds of students. So again, it's not about the number of languages. It's about how many students are learning each language, all of that. Yes.
And it's a lot about perception as well. Like, for example, a couple of people, like one of the situations that you had was like Duolingo has offered to acquire you. A lot of people don't like treat that as a red flag.
Right.
Like, they don't want to be acquired.
Yeah, exactly.
Or it's like, oh, you have 100 people, strong people. Like some of them were like, oh, I only want 20 people in my team or 5 people in my team. Like, I
Exactly.
don't want to grow more.
Yeah. No, when I
So-
read the Duolingo one, I thought about that as well. I was like,
Yeah.
would we want to be, acquired? I don't think so. No,
Yeah.
at least at where I am right now, I wouldn't want to.
So yeah, that's also interesting to see, like, in different stages of like a business where people count
Yes.
something as a red or a green.
Exactly. Yeah. No, and I think also scaling really, I think one of them, probably the one I chose as well, it's at 10,000 students or
Yeah.
100,000 students or something like that.
Yeah.
I think that by itself, even though I chose it, would be a red flag because for us, we want to maintain our quality. So even though we could grow from, say, like 300 students to maybe 600 in the next year and a half or whatever, that's something I don't want to do because I want to make sure the quality is
Yeah.
maintained
'Cause, like,
throughout.
I guess 10,000 monthly students would mean you need that many teachers.
That many
and
teachers who are good,
good,
you
yeah.
know? Yeah.
Yeah.